Welcome back to Intuitive Vibes. Erica here with another one. So first and foremost, to the new visitors that are visiting the channel for the first time, if you have managed to go through my content, please be sure to subscribe if you find my content to be helpful, to be useful, and in some cases entertaining. And of course, to all of my returning subscribers, welcome back. Yes, I have changed my style. I changed my look. It's that time of year. We're coming close into summer, and who says because we're in quarantine, we can't do a little something fun with ourselves. In this video, what I want to talk about is the narcissist and their recycling their victims, or I should say their attempt to recycle their victims. I mean, some narcissists are successful in this and some aren't. So we're going to basically cover both sides of it. Now, when we hear the term recycle, what does it mean? It means to reuse, salvage, reprocess. You're pretty much not entirely getting rid of it, but you are saving it in a sense. You're saving it from being demolished, from being terminated, from being destroyed. And what you're doing is you are pretty much reusing it. It's to be reusable. Well, with narcissists, that's the same thing. Now, it doesn't matter who the narcissist is in your life. As long as they can recycle you, and as long as they know that you are willing to continuously go through the same cycles, the recycles, then they're going to continue doing it. Now, narcissists like to recycle their victims because who better than to manipulate someone that they've succeeded in manipulating before? Now, if you ever notice, for example, your ex, let's just say for argument's sake, your ex is a narcissist, and you've managed to go back into those cycles with them over and over and over again. You've managed to see yourself in the dynamic with them again, in a physical dynamic, emotional, intimate, what have you. Basically, what the narcissist has done is recycled you. They put you on the back burner after they did the whole devalue and discard until they were ready to come back. Now, generally what they'll be doing is they would be breadcrumbing you in the midst of all of this, because even though they have new supply, they still need to keep you at arm's length. So this can go one of a few ways, actually. All right. This can go where the narcissist has devalued and discarded you, but in effort to, let's say, keep the peace, they're going to basically suggest that you remain friends. They're going to say things to the effect of that the breakup was a good thing, that they're not trying to hurt you. They're not trying to make you feel like you're nothing. They just think that it's not working out. Now, mind you, this is pretty much when they've already locked in their supply. So they're going to gaslight you and really try to incept it in your head that they're doing you a favor by leaving you alone, by going elsewhere. And the reality of it is that they've already found something new. Now, you're basically not being told directly that they have someone else, that they are dealing with other people, but and understand that the reason of this is because they can't have you looking at them in a very bad light. They can't have you looking at them like, you're a cheating, lying bitch or a cheating, lying mother effer. You know what I'm saying? They have to have you basically look at it like it didn't work out between us. It is what it is, and this is the way it should be, and that's that. Now, again, the reason why they want to stay friends is because they want those benefits. Because what happens if the new supply doesn't work out? What happens if it didn't pan out the way they expected it to? If they see that you're still friends and you're still staying in contact with one another, well, that door is cracked open for them. because they already know how to tug at your heartstrings. They already know your ins and outs. I mean, depending on how long you've been with them, they already know how to seduce you with their charm. They already know how to get back in your good graces. Again, this is them recycling because it didn't work out with, whatever it was they wanted to go for. And they end up showing up at your doorstep, trying to see what's good with you. Now, of course, if you allow them back in, especially if you hadn't been given enough time to heal from the situation, then chances are you may end up allowing them back into your life. Now, if you noticed, for example, your ex, let's say you and your ex broke up. And again, they're a narcissist and they're doing their thing. And you're still in turmoil from dealing with what you have gone through. So you're trying to heal from the situation. Now, naturally, a narcissist has to overlap. So if you already know that they're already, they've been cheating and they've been seeing other people and doing other things, and you're not like that, then you're more than likely going to be the one that has to sit and heal from the situation because you've invested emotions into this. You've invested your time and your effort and pretty much your heart and soul into it, while the other person really didn't give a damn. So it's going to take you some time to heal from it. Now, they're bouncing around doing whatever it is they want to do. You're the one who's trying to get through the motions of life. And, if in the interim, let's say you're dating, you're in the dating scene, you're not serious with anyone, you're not trying to get serious with anyone, but you're just, trying to just probably make time go by. Which we've all done that. We've all tried to just, pass the time and not get too serious with anybody. But if you think that the narcissist does not keep an eye on you, does not watch your moves, does not watch what it is you do, I advise you think again. Because as much as they've tried to give you the impression that they don't want anything to do with you, they're still watching you. They're still keeping an eye on you because they need to be sure that if anything fails on their end, that there is some type of entry that they can utilize in your life. That's how selfish they are. They can discard you, they can disgrace you, they can disrespect you, they can go and throw all of their supply in your face and just do everything hurtful to you. And then when it comes time that you're trying to pick up the pieces in your life and it's shit, things go to shit in their lives, they want to just head back in. If you're familiar with narcissists, based on what it is you've learned, based on what it is that you have already come to terms with, and your ex obviously displays all of the signs, then you already know the tactics and you already know the signs and the red flags. You know all of that. You're going to know off the bat what the person is attempting to do. Not everybody does, but if you've educated yourselves, you'll know. Now, if you are familiar with your ex constantly coming back in when you're not dealing with anyone, when you are, finally getting to the stages of healing and getting on with your life, one of the things you got to understand is that one of the fears that the narcissist has is you finding a committed relationship, you being in a committed relationship, because if you end up falling in love with someone else, then in their mind, that means that their grasp is not as strong as it used to be. Because you're so used to being in that toxic dynamic and you're so used to being drawn back into the toxic cycles. Because the narcissist basically wants to keep you stuck. They want to keep you stuck. So if you notice how some of you, I'm sure, have gone through this, where you can date around not being anything serious, and the narcissist doesn't really care because it's not going anywhere. But if you end up in a relationship with someone who's a healthy person, who create healthier dynamics and actually show you that there's more to a relationship than, having a toxic dynamic, having a toxic atmosphere, that is a real big siren for them. Because that is basically letting them know that they cannot Though they will attempt and they will try, because I'm very, very well aware of this because it has happened. They will try to deter your attention. They'll try to subtly creep back in there while you're in a relationship with someone else, because they're miserable people. And because of the fact that they live on such a superficial level, and because they do not know what it is to be emotional, have, maintain intimacy, sustain healthy relationships, you are their last resort. And since you've always been there when they decided to come back, if there is that slight chance that that can be diminished, altered, taken away, they can't have that. They can't. And you got to remember that when it comes to a narcissist, again, their charm may not always work on other people, but it has worked on you. And if you are someone who has consistently gone back each and every time, then that gives them reason to consistently do it. And you have to put your foot down. You have to put your foot down, because you're going to keep going through the endless toxic cycles over and over and over again. And you're really going to just find yourself in the same position that you were every single time they have discarded you. I've been in that situation about maybe 6-7 years ago. And long story short, throughout the relationship, he used me. He was lying to me. There was just so much going on. And when the end came, he had already started a new relationship with someone else, trying to hide it from me. His family already knew. Everybody was already in cahoots with it. And when that discard stage had, already transpired, a couple of months later, he saw that I was dealing with someone else. I was seeing someone else. And he decided that he wanted to try to come back in. And, he said things to the effect of, you are my rock. You were always there for me. I can't believe I messed this up. And he literally really tried to suck me back in. And he was almost convincing about how apologetic he was and how sorry he was. And honestly, I was already in a better place, in seeing as I didn't have to deal with him or his nonsense anymore. So I had decided not to fall for it. And I decided that, betrayal with me is very severe. You betray me once and the trust is out the window. It's really, there's no coming back from that. But yeah, you have to maintain those boundaries. You have to basically put your foot down and say, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this again. And if you have children with a narcissistic ex, that's even more a reason why you need to put your foot down, because toxic dynamics, children pick up on that. They become toxic themselves. And of course, if it's a family dynamic, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. The only reason it's worse with family dynamics is because these people feel that they are automatically entitled. They're automatically entitled to you and your resources and your life. And they think that a couple of I'm sorries, it won't happen again, or I didn't mean it, or, that it's going to continuously work. And over time, with any kind of narcissist, you begin to see what they're about. You begin to see who they are. And you learn that they're not going to change. They're not going to change. If they haven't changed by now, they're not going to change. And you have to pretty much just say to yourself, what's more important? Having people in my life, people who would rather manipulate me and use me and lie to me and basically try to get away with things, be deceitful with me because I don't want to be alone, because I don't want to appear dysfunctional, I don't want to appear like I'm being antisocial. What's more important? That or having your sanity, having your peace, having your, your healthy lifestyle. I mean, if these people cared about you, then they wouldn't put you through any of that. You're more dysfunctional if you continue to associate with people like this, because over time, your mental health is deteriorating. That's what makes you dysfunctional. Not choosing your happiness, not choosing your peace. The bottom line is that, any doctor, any psychiatrist, any therapist can tell you this is, how a narcissist is, and they don't know what they're doing, and, and it's all trauma based, which, okay, yeah, it's true. But at the end of the day, they're choices. They're still choices. No matter what, when you choose to manipulate someone, that's a choice. You choose. When you choose to hurt someone, cheat on someone, lie to someone, you're still making choices. And when it comes to a narcissist, there are no rules. There are no rules. You are not the exception to the rule. Your children are not the exception to the rule. Nobody is the exception to the rule. Why? Because there are no rules, not in the eyes of a narcissist. And as long as you continue allowing them that space in your life, they're going to continue doing what it is that they do best, which is use you, abuse you, lie to you, manipulate you, and discard you. And then when they feel that they've, their tank is full, or they've gotten bored with whatever it is that's going on out there, they're going to come back and you're going to let them in, and they're going to do it again. Only next time it's going to get worse. And then they're going to go back out there in the world, do their thing. They're going to come back. And if you let them in, then it's going to be 3 times worse. It gets worse each and every time, because they have to now, in the midst of recycling you, they have to now up their manipulation game. They have to now put on a thicker mask. They have to now work really hard to convince you. And it's all for nothing, because they're non-committal. Narcissistic people are non-committal in the majority of the aspects of their lives. They're non-committal when it comes to relationships, because they can't sustain relationships, healthy ones at that. They're non-committal when it comes to being parents. You have narcissists who abandon their children, and the ones who do stick by their children, they use their children. They use their children for their own personal gain. That's it. They will supply, yes, they will fend, but something, they need to keep the children running, because the children are there to provide supply for the narcissist. You're giving them the perks, you're giving them the benefits, you're giving them access over and over again, and they don't even have to give you a commitment, because they know how to tug at your heartstrings. They are basically manipulating you. They're lying about themselves and the fact that they love you. Well, guys, a narcissist basically recycles because, one, if you've fallen for it before, you're going to fall for it again. That's how they see it. 2, I don't even have to commit to you, but all I got to use are these sweet words to get back into your good graces and continue to abuse you, because I know you're going to continue to take it. 3, because they can. Because they can. And because you've managed to allow them in before, 2nd time, 3rd time, 4th time, 5th time, however many times. Why wouldn't they recycle you? Why wouldn't they come back in and just give you the smile and dance and false promises? Because you're going to fall for it. You're going to fall for it, and you're going to take it. So don't take it personally. I mean, we are all capable of making mistakes. And once we learn from them, I mean, you have some people who don't learn, and they continuously allow them back in. And then you have some people who are like, okay, you know what? This is a pattern. I'm seeing this a little too much, and nah, I'm good. So just keep it in mind the next time your ex decides to worm their way back in yet again. And if you know for a fact that they are narcissistic, they are a narcissist, or they suffer from any kind of personality disorder, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy, and you need to focus on your mental health. You need to focus on your well-being, and again, focus on your peace, because they're obviously not going to bring it to you. They're just going to bring you nothing but more headaches. Well, guys, this was just a little video that I put together because, you know, I wanted to also cover the basis of the recycling part. And I mean, all of my other videos will, you know, describe the hoovering tactics, the reasons, why they want to be friends. I mean, you name it. The other videos, you know, they all have it. But I just wanted to point this out because I have noticed quite a few people that I know personally have gone through it and are still going through it as we speak. So, you know, some people have already learned, some people haven't quite gotten it yet, but understand that I'm going to keep it 100. And like I said, don't take anything personal when it comes to how I relay the message in these videos, because I'm always going to keep it 100. I give it to you straight. I'm not biased. Anything less than that, then I'll just be an enabler. And that's one thing that I refuse to do, at least not anymore, because I've enabled a few narcissists in my past as well. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just wanted to put this out there for you. I should be working on possibly doing a live stream very soon, so I will keep you all posted on that. And I'm interested in getting to talk to people. I'm interested in getting to interact with different people, and I've had a lot of different people you know, compliment my channel, and of course the feedback is always appreciated. Questions, you have them, drop them in the comments section. And you know, I look forward to this channel really expanding beyond belief. So again, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I hope this, you know, gave you a little pearl of wisdom. And of course, if the channel has helped you amongst other channels, because you have a lot of great channels on YouTube and a lot of great advocates, as well as, you know, medical professionals who have helped people get through the motions. If it's helped you get unstuck, then consider that to be a very big part of our success, because, you know, it's better to get through it with people who understand and can help you progress even further than just stay stuck in that devastatingly horrific pattern, because no one deserves that. So guys, I do again hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I was helpful in some way, shape, or form. I will be working on my next video. And until next time, guys, namaste.